old school that you can do in your own EVP research. How many of you conduct EVP sessions? Only a couple. All right, some more hands went up. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the EVP circle technique. Who's heard of that? Exactly, and that's why we're going to do it tonight, so you can learn. It's a very important technique just for basic EVP practices only, by the way. So for those of you who have a recorder, you're going to want to start a new track. For those of you who who don't have a recorder, you've got a cell phone, you can use that if you so desire. What we're going to have to do is everybody grab a chair in the room, and we're going to form a circle, okay? You've got to be tight enough in a circle so you can grab the hand of people on either side of you. It's okay.
Yeah, join. I'm on Facebook Live. Anybody not want to be on camera?
All right.
Is everybody here okay with being on camera? Come on.
I'm not one of those states.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I can't grown-ups. It doesn't matter. You're good.
Okay.
I'll have your slides.
Do I have everybody's consent?
Yes.
Very good.
They signed it at the door.
Yeah, I got to get it.
Say hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
No. This is Tim Woolworth, guys. Check it out.
Cheers. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to focus on a single question. So the EVP progenitors out there, what they would do when they ask questions, they would ask the same question over and over and over again. We don't do that today. We go into a situation and we just spitfire questions left and right, and they're all types of different questions without focus on a single question. That's where we fall short in our paranormal investigations today. What we are doing here is we're all going to focus on a single question in the hopes of getting an answer. Now, if you walk into a place and somebody says, "What's your name?" and then 20 seconds later somebody says, "How long have you been here?" and then somebody says, "How old are you?" all of a sudden, a minute and a half in, you could get the word Michael, which could have been a direct answer to your first question, but you never know because it takes time for them to formulate answers on the other side. So a lot of people, when they review their EVPs, they don't even review all the questions before the EVP that it may be answering. An EVP that you receive may not be the answer to the question that you're asking. It could be a question that you asked 5 minutes ago, or with retrocausality, it could be a question you're going to ask 2 minutes in the future. You don't know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to eliminate that. We're going to focus on a single question, and when we do that, the cool thing is only one person is speaking at a time, so you're never going to override another person, and you know every voice that's in the room, because you're going to record it every time. We need to come up with a single question we're going to ask. Who has a question they want to ask of the other side in here? It can be any question. We are, we're in a school, there were teachers, there were children, there's farms around there. Any question, guys, we just need one.
What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Favorite kind of ice cream, all right. What's your favorite kind of ice cream? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna grab the hand of people on both sides of you, which may be a problem for Facebook Live.
Sorry, guys. Bye.
So you're going to grab the hand of the person on either side of you, and we're going to ask that particular question. When you feel that enough time has passed after you ask that question, you give a gentle squeeze to the person on your left. That person on your left will then ask the same question. And when they feel enough time has passed, a gentle squeeze, and it passes through to the next person. So since it's your question, let's start it off.
Okay.
What is your favorite kind of ice cream?
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 All right, so that is the circle technique. Let's play it back and see if we got anything.
Chocolate or Neapolitan?
What is actually changing in the signal digitally.
So here we've got an experiment coming up.
All right, you did it. You got it.
Is that thing yet?
Be, care-
I see it.
be careful of the white lines, guys. They are speed bumps that will take you down.
Yep, been there.
Yeah, Klaus Schreiber.
Okay. So
Thank you for your opinion on those, by the way, you guys.
Nope, they are worth a fortune.
Feedback loops, and I think Danny Roberge, the guy that came up with EchoBox, that dude is like, his whole deal is about the feedback loop. That's why it transmits out, and your microphone hears it and put it back in, and a couple seconds later it comes back out. He's a guy that truly believes in the feedback loop potential. And that's the thing, is anybody that's ever been in audio, you can get a feedback loop on a verge. There's like a part where it runs away and then all your mics squeal. And everybody's heard the mic squeal when you get it too close to the speaker. It's too much. But if you get it just in a balanced way, it can be modulated to an effect.
Okay, so why don't we explain what's going on here? What are we looking at? What are we expecting to happen?
What we're expecting to happen is you're going to start seeing bits of what is being projected, fed back into a camera to project it up there.
So basically what's happening is the projector's kicking out a blue light, and the camera is focused on what the projector is kicking out while pushing it back through in a loop. So you're going to start to see pixels build on pixels.
Right. And if he gets real focused in on the brick, you'll actually see the brick start to come through on the projection, but like enlarged. But basically, you're trying to. That's the thing. It's a little rough to do. People try to do it and they get disgruntled from it. Like with the TV sweeper, taking pictures of that, people get disgruntled. They think it's really cool. They want to have one for a second, and they get it.
So
what's that?
They were doing that in the 70s, weren't they?
Klaus Schreiber.
No, 1988 is when Schreiber did it.
Nice,
You know what?
okay.
I'm going to try something here.
And
It worked for me recently at a full-size theater, because I did it on a full-size theater projection screen in a historic theater we were investigating. It worked really well, and I didn't have to do the traditional.
Doesn't give me much warning, does it?
Aim for the
Right. He's interjecting into the feedback loop to make a feedback loop of what he's interjecting into it. And sometimes you have to jumpstart a feedback.
I'm adding a catalyst.
So what Schreiber did that was way different is he took the output of the camera and ran it into, the output of the television and ran it into a VCR back into the camera.
That's what I'm actually working with right now too, Doug. That's why I got the tape. I went to the thrift store.
But one of the cool things about that is through generational loss, that is when faces would start to appear and become more clear. Now the
as the echoes would tail off, they would start to degrade.
But the thing about that is it goes against the law of entropy. where as things continue, they break down and should become less usable. And then when using tape in the loop, while it was still entropy through generational loss, the faces became much clearer, which flies in the face of everything we know.
So this is something that they researchers have been testing.
Oh yeah.
In the ITC field.
There's a group in Seattle.
His Schreiber was legit. His shit is, I mean, it's the best shit.
There's a group in Seattle right now called TCI Seattle.
Yeah, those guys are great.
Well, those girls.
Yeah, those girls. Definitely.
So they've been doing it for years, and they release every week or so a great image when they receive it. And the more that they practice, the clearer the faces have become.
Wow. Interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what I notice a lot about theirs is it seems like you have a face that's facing one direction, and then it's also that same face but turned in a different way. You almost see like a smear of that person's face in a 2D, 3D you know what I'm trying to 3D it in a 2D representation. I see like two faces in a lot of it.
Yeah, Adriana and Simone, their work is absolutely fantastic. I would recommend when you're on Facebook, look at TCI Seattle.
Ambient light.
And
nice little ambient light source is a good thing with this.
Letters TCI and then the word Seattle.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah. So as you can see, it's starting to build.
It's always something.
That's a recharged battery. Okay, hold on, I got this.
I gave my battery pack to somebody at the punch their little.
Plug this thing in over here, right? I need
What time we got? You want to turn on the laser thing while we get this? While you get this set up, you can set this.
Oh, you just got to turn up the volume on the amps, but first you should try to explain what you're actually doing with it, because it's one of the coolest damn things you'll see.
Okay. We're gonna shoot audio modulated lasers across the gym. We're gonna modulate the lasers with Ghost Box, and you are going to see a amplitude modulation at the speed of light.
So basically, broken down in layman's terms,
wow.
What's happening is there's a sound source up there. It's a Ghost Box up there in the booth. And what's happening is that Ghost Box, hooked up in the booth, is hooked up into a laser splitter.
Right, so we're splitting the laser in two.
So those lasers are hitting these little receivers right here on the floor where you see the red lights. And the output of these receivers is going directly to these two amplifiers. So what's happening is that Ghost Box way up there in the booth, the audio is coming through here because it's being transferred on laser beams, guys.
Through light.
Right, through light.
So the ultimate goal of something like this is to be able to have some kind of spiritual contact, interact with the light beam itself, and try to create communication.
So it kind of gives them another stepping stone in that other theory of communication through various
Yeah, just crank up the amps and you should be good to go, man.
Right.
It's still running up there.
Hopefully.
Oh.
All right, it's time to rotate, unfortunately.
Yep.
No, we don't have to wait. We gotta wait a minute.
So the Ghost Box is up there. It's KD's box. It's the boom box.
So here's the cool thing. That Ghost Box, it's gone because I blocked the light beam.